Swadika, and thank you for joining us for NBT World Brief right here on NBT and NBT World. You're with me, Pra Thirakalsan. Prime Minister ANUTIN will visit SONGKHLA on October 11th to discuss security and ongoing unrest in Thailand's southern border provinces. On October 11th, Prime Minister ANUTIN will fly to SONGKHLA to hold a meeting on the situation in 7 southern provinces following unrest in Thailand's 3 southern border provinces. Last night, Yala province was rocked by a series of 8 explosions near the simulated waterfall in SONGKHLA Park, Yala City. The blasts occurred between 8:03 p.m. and 10:57 p.m., with the final explosion near a badminton court about 1.5 kilometers from the earlier sites. No injuries or fatalities were reported. Following the incidents, 4th Army Area Commander Lieutenant General Noratip Poinok and local authorities secured the sites and blocked access, awaiting the Explosive Ordnance Disposal or EOD team and forensic officials to conduct thorough investigations today. Officials believe the attacks were staged to create ongoing tension, especially during the transition of the 4th Army Area Commander from the 2nd Army. This follows the October 7th Yala City explosions at 3 locations during the Chakpat Festival, where EOD teams found small improvised explosive devices weighing under 1 kilogram. Security has since been heightened, with municipal police and volunteers ensuring public safety. The Parliament will meet on October 14th until the 15th to consider constitution amendments that could pave the way for a new charter and the upcoming general election. House Speaker Wan Muhammad Noor Matha revealed that Parliament is set to meet on October 14th until the 15th to consider amendments to Article 256 of the Constitution, paving the way for a new charter. The 4 parliamentary whips representing the Cabinet, the Senate, the opposition, and the government coalition have agreed on 19 hours of debate, 5 hours for the Senate, 10 hours for opposition MPs, and 3.5 hours for coalition MPs. Now, he stated that the session will consider all 3 proposed amendments submitted by the Pheu Thai, People's, and Phum Jai Thai parties together, but votes will be cast individually. A 42-member special committee, proportionally representing the parties, will review and adjust the bills before sending them back to Parliament for the 2nd and 3rd readings. The government has pledged full support for the amendments, even though the 3 drafts differ in details, aiming to complete the process by December 12th's parliamentary session. Now, these constitution amendments are part of broader efforts to facilitate the general election, expected early next year, and to fulfill the MOA agreement between Phum Jai Thai and People's parties made prior to the formation of the current government. And in economic news, Thailand's Monetary Policy Committee has decided to keep the policy interest rate unchanged at 1.5%. The committee says this move aims to support the country's economic recovery amid ongoing challenges from global trade tensions and slowing domestic demand. The Monetary Policy Committee, led by Secretary Sakapop Panyanukul, announced yesterday that it voted 5-2 to maintain the policy rate at 1.5%. 2 members favored a 0.25 percentage point cut to 1.25% to further support economic recovery. The Thai economy is projected to grow 2.2% in 2025 and 1.6% in 2026, largely in line with previous forecasts. While the first half of 2025 benefited from front-loaded manufacturing and exports to the U.S., the second half and 2026 are expected to slow down due to U.S. trade policies. Tourism and domestic demand are gradually recovering, with private consumption supported by government stimulus measures. However, SMEs still face challenges from higher financing costs and limited credit access. Core inflation is expected to remain at 0.9%, and deflationary risks remain low. Credit growth remains weak amid cautious lending and economic uncertainty, while the baht has strengthened against the US dollar at times, affecting exporters. The committee stressed that monetary policy will remain accommodative and closely monitored, ready to adjust as needed to support growth, price stability, and financial stability. Authorities in Nakhon have issued a crocodile warning amid ongoing floods affecting 19 provinces. The Nakhon Fisheries Office has issued a crocodile warning following ongoing floods in 19 provinces. While water levels are generally stabilizing, residents still need assistance to return to normal life. Flooding in Nakhon has affected many areas. Bung Borapet, a natural habitat for numerous crocodiles, may see crocodiles venturing into flooded areas. Authorities urge people to stay away from the crocodiles and never approach them. If the crocodiles are spotted in natural water sources, residents are advised to take photos and immediately report to the Nakhon Fisheries Office. Meanwhile, the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation reports that floods continue to impact northern, eastern, northeastern, and central Thailand, affecting 94 districts, 596 subdistricts, and 3,340 villages. Over 110,000 households, or more than 380,000 people, have been affected, with 22 confirmed deaths. Water levels remain stable in many northern and northeastern provinces. Levels are falling in parts of central Thailand and rising in Chachoengsao. Residents are reminded to remain vigilant, avoid floodwaters where possible, and follow official instructions to stay safe as recovery efforts continue. And finally, turning to international news, severe flooding in Vietnam has claimed at least 8 lives, according to the latest reports. Vietnam is facing one of its worst floods in history, with at least 8 people confirmed dead and 5 others still missing since Monday. In Thái Nguyên province, about 80 kilometers north of the capital Hanoi, roads have been submerged, and in some areas, floodwaters have risen as high as rooftops, leaving tens of thousands of residents stranded in their homes. Water levels in the river running through the province have climbed more than 1 meter above the previous record of 28.81 meters set when Typhoon Yagi struck the country last September. The latest flooding comes after days of heavy rain brought by Typhoon Matmo, which has weakened but continues to bring widespread downpours across Vietnam. Meanwhile, the Vietnamese military has deployed 2 helicopters to deliver emergency relief supplies to flood-affected communities in Lang Son province near the border with China. And that wraps up our midday edition of NBT World Brief. Stay updated with the latest developments right here on NBT and NBT World. And for more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, สวัสดีค่ะ